So just today I watched a presentation with a guy, a very smart guy, and I'm saying he's a very smart guy because he made a business out of being a skeptic about Christianity, meaning that he basically challenges everything about Christianity, wherever he can find some apparent weak point or seeming contradiction. He makes a business out of challenging that into the face of Christians and remain unconvinced. And this is his business model. And he, of course, makes a very strong point about not being an atheist because, he wants to be the agnostic type. Agnostic, sorry for the tough word in the morning, but agnostic just means I am not sure and neither can you be. And, that's kind of dishonest, but it works for him. It obviously works for him because, the agnostic camp is filled with a lot of unpleasant people like the types of Richard Dawkins and those kind of people. And this guy wants to address a different market audience. And I think this is a respectable thing because, so many people who believe and live a much more valuable and more honest way cannot turn it into a business, and he's very smart that way, obviously. But he made this statement in his presentation that I didn't want to talk about him this much, sorry, this morning. But he made this statement that kind of challenged me to say something about it, because you're going to hear this statement as a believer, not just from skeptics. You're going to hear it from Muslims, other places. So what do you say to this? He said, in no instance in the gospel, I think Jesus is claiming to be God. Like Jesus doesn't claim to be God, okay, in the Gospels. What do you say to that when you hear that? Do you have an answer to that? Let me give you a few verses, okay? Because I would like to equip you a little bit for this kind of silly statement that people who are not interested in believing will throw at you. So first and foremost, just the very obvious things where Jesus very clearly says this. John 10:30 is the first one. He says, I and my Father are one. Okay, we are one. So here, if you read well, some people would say, especially the skeptics, that doesn't count. He didn't say the words, I am God. Okay, he didn't say those words, so it doesn't count. But you look at the next verse, and the next verse says, the Jews want to kill him. Why? Because he's making himself to be God. So they understood what he was saying. Even though the skeptic or the Muslim you're talking with does not want to understand and does want to pretend that Jesus never said what he said. However, when you look at the next verse, it's obvious. And even more, actually, it says there that they picked up stones again to kill him. Again, not the first time. So Jesus didn't just say something to this effect one time. He actually said it more than one time. So where did it happen before? Okay, so John 8:58, let's roll back there. Jesus said unto them, said in a very different way, but same statement, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Okay, he did not say before Abraham was, I was, but he's saying before Abraham was, I am. So here is the other time. Jesus is saying that he's uncreated. Okay, he doesn't say I was before Abraham was created. I was created. No, he didn't say that. He doesn't say he's older than Abraham. He says he's saying here, I am. I exist forever and ever in eternal, both ways, past and future. I am, and that's something that God says. And when like people who will want to explain this away, they're gonna throw something at you like, well, Jesus was speaking Aramaic, not Greek, and it didn't sound like that. Well, okay, it didn't sound like that, but you go to the next verse, and his fellow countrymen understand very clearly what he was saying. Once again, well, before, sorry, this was before, so this was the other time, they want to kill him. Why? Because they understand very clearly that he's making the same kind of statement as God speaking to Moses. in Exodus 3:14, where God said, when Moses asked, "What is your name?" and God said, "I am, that is my name. Tell them that the I am sent you. The eternal one, the ever existing one sent you." Okay, so when people throw this stuff at you, just remember these verses. John 10:30, John 5:58. Remember these verses. Look them up, make them your friends, and I guess tomorrow I'll say some more to this effect. But God bless your day.